And welcome back to the Valley in the Shade. You're here with a man named Jack and a special guest wife, Strawberry.
Special guest, even though I'm going to be doing all of these with you. And it was my idea to do these, so technically you're the special guest right now.
Okay, maybe you can still be just guest. Maybe not special guest, because you live with me, but...
I am, in fact, your wife.
Indeed. Anyways, today...
He was thinking about smooching me right now and then thought against it.
I'll make you edit it out. You're my editor. You have to edit this out. And if you don't edit it out, then everyone will know that I love my wife.
Correct, you do. And I love you.
Anyways,
even though you just licked my teeth.
Where is the track? We didn't even start. We can't get off the rails. We never started on the rails. Where is the train track? Where is this going? Epic the Musical.
Remember them.
Remember them. Grabbing Wolfie the Witches. Animatic this is the only one that I really saw as a full animatic for Remember Them, other than some other person who did a Lego stop motion animation, which, very cool. Probably gonna go check that out in a little bit, but as always, give the thumbs up to the original artist, because they are all fantastic and they deserve all the engagement. And we're gonna jump right in. I just gotta say, that slow buildup of the electric guitar, it's so...
I also want to add that I appreciate Eurylochus trying to just snap Odysseus out of it.
Like, this is one of my favorite songs to listen to. It is stiff competition for favorite. It is stiff fucking competition. But this one makes top 3.
This was one of the ones you kept telling me about back... when I first introduced you to the Epic the Musical, and it was always the one you would come through the door singing.
I'm gonna try not to fanboy too hard, but I will not succeed.
We must move quickly. We don't have much time. He didn't notice I mixed Lotus in his wine.
Sneaky Odysseus. He was planning ahead.
Yes, he foresaw events like this happening and that it would come in handy. Good for him.
Because it's like, even if the Cyclops hadn't tried to kill all of them, he might have still been planning to drug him and take all the sheep anyways. Like, because that's the big question, is what would he have done if the Cyclops had actually let them go afterwards? Because even before that was a thing, he was like, no, I don't trust this, we're gonna drug him. I'd be fascinated to see what...
Because he still does have to feed all of his men, yes.
Exactly, yeah.
So would he have left Polyphemus to starve? And I like to think that probably he would have.
Yeah, I think he would have just...
I think he would have trusted, well, he can get more sheep or whatever else is on this island.
Which, leaning into that, him being a little bit of a monster, is like, you gotta look out for your own, because ain't a damn thing free back home.
Mark my words now. This is not the end.
But Captain, what do we do with our fallen friends?
Remember them.
Just such a banger fucking line. Mark my words now, this is not the end. But Captain, what do we do with our fallen friends? Our dead, our wounded, what do we do with them? We can't honor them. We can't bury them. We don't even have time to mourn them. All we can do for them now is remember them.
When the fire begins to fade, for the fallen and afraid, we are not to let them die in vain. Remember them!
And the crowd taking up the cry with him, but I want...
Remember...
Mercy, man.
This is not Mercy. No,
not Mercy.
We will not disrespect Wolfie in this house. No. No.
I've been sick. Yes, bonk me. Wolfie, also fantastic. This transition, but this still of Odysseus crying as he's talking about the fallen. Wolfie, incredible.
I mean, Wolfie has the ownership, I think, on emotions and capturing them in every song. Like I feel like there are other like animators who are good with action and action shots, but Wolfie is so good with the emotion, and that's what I ultimately prefer. I just sometimes I need the animation tricks to draw back a little bit so we can focus on these really heavy moments.
And this is about as heavy as they get.
Them, we're the ones who carry on. The flames of those who are gone, and our comrades will not die in vain. I need all.
Just, and I'm pausing it again, literally just to keep praising on, but man, Jorge, just the lyricism, the concept, the execution, it's all beautiful. Like Strawberry said, when I first listened to this, I was singing it basically every day. The song lived rent-free in my brain for so long.
Also, one thing I really do like about watching Merxie's Polyphemus and Survive is that there's so much just red in those animatics, and it's for anger, it's for
Violence,
deception. Whereas the black and white here, it's the simplicity of the sad emotion as well as him going back to being the general monster, whatever you want to call him, Odysseus. Like, it feels a lot easier on the eyes. You know what I mean? It simplifies the emotion.
A little bit, yeah.
My hands on his club. This is how we're getting out of here. Use your swords to sharpen a stub and turn it to a giant spear. Let's kill him. His body is blocking the path. If we kill him, we'll be stuck inside.
Which, everyone's like, let's just go ahead and kill him. Like, no, we can't. Body's blocking the path. Like, he's already thinking one step ahead. He doesn't just need to defeat the foe. He needs to win. He needs to get his men out safely.
Well, here's the thing, and I know there are more Cyclopses that they're not even aware of right now. So this is ultimately a good idea, but if it were me, I'd be like, well, okay, let's kill him, and then we'll slowly cut him down and eat him, right? For parts.
Just you.
But they don't have, no pun intended, the foresight, right?
They also don't have the luxury of time because they're trying to get home, and the people on their ships are waiting for them. Like,
Oh, is this not all 600 men at this point?
no.
Oh, well.
This is canonically like a scouting party of like 50 or 60. I don't think it's actually that many in the cave at this point.
Either way, cut him down.
Anyways.
Captain, where do we attack him?
We gotta stab him in the eye.
Yes, sir. Remember them when the fire begins to fade. For the fallen and afraid, we are not to let them die in vain. Remember them, we're the ones who carry on.
I do like that his eye shifted right there where he saw Polites. Like, that was, right there. That's beautiful. That is sad. I don't care about Polites, but I do love Odysseus.
But to go into that in a bit more detail, he's eyes forward, focused, looking at the Cyclops, planning the move, but the zoom in, and he looks to the side and he sees, yeah, that's right, Polites.
Remember them, we're the ones who carry on. The flames of those who've gone, and our comrades will not die in vain. No!
Okay, so Mortius has already said this, that if this were ever to make it to a stage show, for you and I, we have said if it's ever a stage show or a movie or video game, whatever, that we want to see that headband incorporated somewhere in Odysseus's outfit, whether it be like a band around his arms. And I know other animators have had him also use the headband somewhere in his hair, tying it back.
Like, this moment has been pretty universally canonized by every animatic maker as being just such a phenomenal, like, physical metaphor. Like, he can't mourn Polites. He can't even provide any coinage for the ferryman at this point, which is what he'd like to do. And if you didn't know, in Greek mythology, when someone died, you put coins over their eyes so they could pay the toll for the ferryman to get across the river Styx. He can't even do that. Like, he can't even be sure that his boy Polites is going to get into the underworld. All he can do is take the headband. And it doesn't matter where he puts the headband. Wrapped around the wrist, make it his own headband, tie his hair back. Odysseus keeping this headband in his costume for the entire rest of the show
it's also,
is fantastic.
I mean, we're going to touch on it more and more as we get in, because we have our own way that it could be used in the continuity of that and ways it can be shown, especially as Odysseus gets more and more into the monster bits of himself. And keep in mind, I still also want to see Odysseus carry part of the olive tree from Penelope over his heart. So for me, that's going to tie into everything also later. But I do like the headband also representing the open arms ideology.
Right.
And that's a significant way for Odysseus to remember and honor Polites.
Just like, the Just a Man musical motif, whenever that is brought up, it harkens back all the emotions of Just a Man. Having this headband as part of his costume, anytime you want to, bring up open arms or bring up the idea of, the monster or piece, having him, look at the headband or use it for something is a great way to bring Polites' ideals or, his philosophies in. Like, him taking the headband and referencing the headband then ties that to the philosophies. It's great. It's such a great Wolfie. You're just fantastic. Yeah. We love it. Also, we've been on this frame for a while. This is a very haunting picture of just him and his eyes.
Those who gone, and our comrades will not die in vain. No! Scatter!
And once again, with the big triumphant electric guitar riffs in the background, just everything's like, yeah, things are going our way. We're gonna be okay. And then...
There are more of them?
It's not as sharp this time as it was in Survive, but there is a fairly strong delineation of music between, the epic guitar riffs here.
Scatter!
There are more of them?
Into just the silence, the heartbeat, and the whispered voices of the crew. Again, just an excellent tonal shift musically. We love it.
Hide.
Which, even, it seems like I'm pausing a lot. I am. That one syllable there, him just whispering hide, is fantastic. I want to hear it again.
Hide.
The audio mixing on that, incredible. It's beautiful. I love it.
Captain, we should run.
Wait.
Hurt you. Captain, please.
Wait.
It was nobody. If nobody hurts you, be silent.
I almost wish that they were animated to just roll their eyes.
Oh man, that would be hilarious.
That'd be
tragic.
so sibling coded.
It would be. Also,
but also, look at what we can do with our eyes, Polyphemus. We can roll our eyes. Can you? Mm-hmm. Nope. Okay, bye.
So, but this visual here of just the dark cave mouth with all of the eyes of the other Cyclopses slowly being added in. And remember, they've got one eye, so they are crowded in, piled on top of each other. And that would be an ungangly mess to actually draw. I'm just envisioning them piled on top of each other, just with an absolute lack of regard for personal space. Just a pile of Cyclops flesh just all staring in at him, because that would be very grotesque and terrifying.
Sure.
And I think it would go well. But, without having a massive budget to draw and animate that.
I also do really want to point out that I think even more important than what you were going to say, I'm sorry.
You wouldn't even know what I was gonna say. Rude.
I love that no one, well, I don't think anyone has, but for this song, that no one animated even more Cyclopses, that they just went for the eyes and the shadows.
Yeah.
Like, I love, because that's a terrifying image, is just the ambiguity of how many there really are. Like, I feel like you probably could have just gone for, like, one or two more of the Cyclopses. Like, maybe even them sticking their head out of the shadows or approaching Polyphemus, like touching him or whatever. But this is much more terrifying.
Yeah, I don't want to see more Cyclopses, just them, like, leering in from the mouth of the cave. It's beautiful. Wolfie,
like, imagine it from Merxie's animation, though, with the vertical eyes. I think that would...
It would be incredible.
And the claw-like flaps.
But keep this depiction, maybe have a couple of their hands reaching in and grabbing the edges of the cave, but I want the focus to be on just the one Polyphemus,
sure,
and
yeah,
then just the suggestions of more Cyclopses back there.
Yeah.
Be silent. Don't go.
Which makes me feel so bad for him. Look at the poor baby. He's like, siblings, help me, I'm blind. Why don't you care?
Very sibling coded.
Poor baby.
Honestly, if one of my siblings, like, if they were crying and I came up and I said, yo, who hurt you? If they answered nobody, I'd say, oh, well, go fucking cry then. And I would leave. Like, this is very accurate sibling coded. But also, we didn't give any lip service to one of the best bits of Greek mythology there, the Mr. Nobody bit. That's one of the most famous word bits ever, and it's just fantastic. It always goes down smooth. Fuck.
Let's grab the sheep and away we go.
No, we need that still too. Hold on.
Sheep and away we go.
Look at the cute little sheep. He doesn't know where he's going. He just knows he's going for a ride.
Through someone's intestines.
Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? He's still a threat until he's dead. Finish it.
No.
No, I went one frame too far. Just the shock on Athena's face of...
No? What?
Oh? No? You are telling a goddess? No? Ah, man, this dynamic. We love this dynamic between them.
Good would killing do? When mercy is a skill more of this world could learn to use. My friend is dead.
Of course, go back.
Okay.
Pip. I love in this frame that you can clearly just see Polyteus's headband on Odysseus's arm over here, and it's important that it's in frame for you to see, because this is what Polyteus ultimately died for. He's like, I don't want to kill this monster because this is not what my friend would want. He would not want vengeance in this way.
And not even about what Polyteus would want, as much as it is, like, what do they gain to benefit from a coup de grace? Like, he is very warrior of the mind. He is ruthless and merciless when he needs to be, but he's not a sadist. He is not killing people just because they wronged him. He only wants to kill when he has something to gain, and that is very warrior of the mind of him. It all comes back around.
To use. My friend is dead. Our foe is blind. The blood we shed, it never dries.
Now, this isn't a mark against Wolfie for what you can do with the black and white animatic, but I would have loved to have seen a fresh smear of blood across his face when he goes to he goes to wipe the blood out of his eyes, but his hands are so bloody that it just smears more blood onto his face. That would be an excellent visual accompaniment to this line, the blood we shed, it never dries. But, again, you need, like, a budget for that.
I also disagree. I love the implication. Like, I feel like between Merxie what I've just seen. I feel like I've seen enough. I want it to be
enough,
dialed back a little bit.
That's fair.
My eyes hurt.
Oh, poor baby.
Is this what it means to be a warrior of the mind? Don't! Hey, Cyclops!
Which, interesting thing here, she pulled him into the quick thought, and he walked out of it. Like, he broke her quick thought. I didn't catch that earlier.
When we met, I led with peace.
Now, did he actually lead with peace, or did he lead with killing one of Polyphemus's sheep?
He didn't know that the sheep belonged to anyone. He had the thought. He was just like, this is suspicious.
Mm-hmm. But maybe an unpopular opinion, but one that Strawberry and I both share. Polyphemus didn't actually do anything wrong here.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be devil's advocate for Odysseus a lot of the time. I will be the Odysseus apologist. But Polyphemus is kind of not even kind of. He is the victim here.
Like, imagine you just come home from a long day at work, doing whatever. You get home, people have broken into your house, murdered one of your pets, and they're like, oh, hey, I'm sorry. You want some wine? And we'll just leave? Actually, not even people, because people implies that it is, like, you know, comparable.
Strangers.
You imagine you walk
The burglars.
not even burglars, you walk into your house and a bunch of, like, mice have somehow killed one of your dogs or pets, and the mice are like, yeah, we'll give you some wine, and then you don't kill us, okay? Would you let them live? Because I don't think I would. I'd say, no, you killed my pet. You all die for that. I don't know if Polyphemus is in the wrong for this.
This is very... what's the word? This feels like Odysseus is a bit of a colonizer.
A little bit.
Not to be all political about
he
it.
is.
But, I don't want to say just like mice or anything, but what they did was very invasive is what I mean.
Incredibly.
So it's just like, okay, we killed something very important to you. We took something very important to you. But wine can make up for it. And I would feel so insulted.
Yeah.
I would feel salty and insulted.
Yeah.
I would feel that salt so embedded into me that I would be insulted.
Yeah. Anyways, poor Polyphemus. Rest in polities.
While you fed your inner beast, but my comrades will not die in vain.
I love that little nod from Eurylochus there. That
Mm-hmm. It's a good nod.
very cute.
Remember them. The next time that you dare, choose not to spare. Remember them. No!
Odysseus, don't do it.
Remember us.
No! God,
Odie.
please, no!
Odie,
Don't do it. Don't do
Remember me.
No!
it. Stop
No!
there, Odysseus. You can stop. Don't drop the address. Don't drop the docs.
Reigning king of Ithaca.
Okay, so he knows where you live now, but you can still walk this back.
Like who's the king of Ithaca? Do you know?
I am neither man nor mythical.
Just a banger moment, or banger
Also,
line.
I'm not neither man nor mythical. Odysseus, you're sniffing your own farts a little bit,
A
my
little
guy.
bit, yeah. Pride goeth before the fall. Like many old Greek tragedies, he was proud, and it's gonna come back to bite him.
I am your darkest moment. I am the infamous Odysseus.
Oh, my father will hear about this.
And this smile, Wolfie, this is a terrifying visage. I do not want to see this rendered in a higher resolution, because this is already terrifying.
No! No!
Man. Fantastic, once again. Fantastic
Polyphemus
stuff.
will remember them. But Wolfie, back to you. Incredible. I love you. You were so talented. You deserve all of the praise. I'm so sorry that Danny Mata dissed you the way he did with my goodbye.
We don't need to talk about that. I don't need to take sides, but
I just feel like both Wolfie and Mercy, no matter who we react to, I don't know who we will react to going after this, but there are so many things that I love from Wolfie's version and Mercy's as well.
But they both show just the really fascinating dichotomy of what concepts and what emotions an animator wants to emphasize when they animate for something. Of course, if you're watching this far, you've got to go hit the thumbs up on Wolfie's original animatic. Other than that, that's all I had to say.
Alright, bye Wolfie!
Thank you very much for watching. If you got this far in the video, be sure to leave a comment, because if you don't comment, you're not real. But until then, we'll see you next time right here on the dark side.